Welcome to Dear Harry, the channel where life's twists and unexpected turns are embraced with humor, heart, and a hint of Highland cow wisdom. I'm your host, Julia, a seasoned writer and storyteller, often encouraged by friends and family to share my narratives. After years of penning my thoughts privately on my blog, I've decided to open up and bring those stories to you here on YouTube. Together, we'll dive into the authentic and raw experiences of navigating life in our middle years, where everything from new mortgages to new beginnings can send us reeling in directions we never expected. Join me as we unpack these stories, finding laughter and solace in the shared journey of life's second acts. Our journey here is inspired by a phrase from a Blue Rodeo song that perfectly captures the essence of our experiences: when life hits you from behind. It's about those moments that catch you off guard but somehow lead you exactly where you need to be. And that brings us to Harry, our beloved Highland cow canvas with its side-eyed glance and an ever judgement-free vibe, who has become the unofficial therapist of the room. Dear Harry was born out of those moments when you just need someone or something to listen without judgment, and who better than our ambiguous side-eyed friend? Here on this channel, we'll share stories, tackle the challenges of aging, discuss the complexities of relationships, and laugh about the absurdities of life. So if you're looking for a place to find camaraderie, support, and a bit of levity as we all try to figure out this chapter of our lives, you've come to the right place. Subscribe, share your own unpredictable stories, and join our community. Together, let's take on whatever life throws our way with a little help from Harry, the therapy cow of the room. Welcome to Dear Harry.
Ever feel like you're totally lost?
Yeah.
When you start a new relationship, like all the rules have changed and you don't even know what game you're playing anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly the feeling that we're exploring in this deep dive.
Oh, interesting.
Through this blog called Dear Harry, the author is navigating a new relationship in middle age.
Okay.
And it's not always smooth sailing.
And what's so fascinating is how this blog captures the unique challenges of starting over later in life.
Yeah?
You know, it's not just butterflies and first dates anymore.
Right.
It's about merging finances when you both have these established lives, blending families with their own histories.
Oh, for sure.
And even figuring out where your old friends fit into this new picture.
Yeah, it's almost like you're caught between two worlds, right?
All right.
The author even mentions feeling too old to call someone her boyfriend, but partner doesn't feel quite right either. It's a relatable struggle for anyone who's been there.
Absolutely. And the blog doesn't shy away from these raw realities.
No.
Like in one entry, the author talks about the awkwardness of trying to merge their finances with her partner.
Oh, yeah?
They both have their own systems, investments, and, let's be honest, baggage.
Yeah.
It's a far cry from splitting the rent on a first apartment.
It's so true. And speaking of baggage, the blog gets its name from a rather unusual source, Harry.
Okay.
A Highland cow.
Not your typical relationship guru, I'll admit.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Picture this. The author and her partner are decorating their new place, and they come across Highland cow art. Now, I'm not sure why Highland cows are suddenly trendy,
Yeah.
but they were drawn to this particular campus print they found at Winners.
Winners, as in the discount store.
Okay,
That's pretty funny.
right. But it gets even better.
Okay.
This cow has this wild mane covering its eyes and this, well, let's call it a questionable expression that seems to follow you around the room.
Sounds a little creepy, to be honest, but I have a feeling this is where Dear Harry comes in.
You've got it. The author starts talking to the cow,
Re-
using Harry as a sounding board for all the funny, frustrating, and sometimes downright crazy things
Wow.
that happen in a new relationship. There's even a line in the blog where she says, "See, even the cow knows I'm right."
Uh-huh.
It's like Harry becomes this silent confidant,
Huh.
a furry, unjudging therapist.
There's something really intriguing about that. Why do you think she chose a cow, of all things, to confide in?
Well, in one entry, she talks about how life threw her a curveball by bringing this new relationship into her life. She even quotes a Blue Rodeo lyric, "When life hits you from behind." It's that feeling of being totally blindsided, of not knowing what to expect next.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe in all that chaos, a stoic, unreadable cow was exactly the kind of stability she needed.
That makes sense. When life feels unpredictable, sometimes finding an anchor, even an inanimate one, can help ground you.
Right.
It's like seeking solace in the familiar, even if that familiar thing is a slightly judgmental-looking Highland cow.
And that's what's so relatable about this blog.
Yep.
It's not just about the relationship itself. It's about those moments in life. When things take an unexpected turn and you have to find your footing all over again.
It speaks to that universal human experience of seeking comfort and connection,
Yeah.
sometimes in the most unexpected places.
It makes you wonder, has the author stumbled onto something profound here? Is there something uniquely therapeutic about confiding in a non-human presence? I mean, we talk to our pets all the time, but a painting.
Well, there's actually a lot of research on the psychological benefits of talking to inanimate objects.
Really?
It's not as unusual as it might seem. For
Right.
some, it's a way to process thoughts and emotions without the fear of judgment or interruption.
So it's like having a safe space to work things out in your own head, but out loud.
Yeah,
Kind of like talking to a therapist, but without the therapist.
exactly. And in some cases, it might even be more effective than talking to a person.
Oh, how so?
Think about it. A therapist, no matter how good they are, still brings their own experiences and biases to the table. But a Highland cow. Right.
It's a blank canvas, so to speak. It just listens.
And maybe that's exactly what the author needed in that moment. She was starting this new chapter, facing all these complex emotions and decisions, and she found comfort in the simplicity of confiding in Harry. There's no judgment, no advice, just silent acceptance.
There's also a certain level of detachment that can be helpful.
Yeah.
When we talk to people, we're often trying to manage their perceptions of us.
No, that's true.
We might filter our thoughts or downplay our emotions to avoid burdening them or appearing weak, but with an inanimate object, those social barriers disappear. You can be completely authentic, completely vulnerable.
It's almost like the author has tapped into a different kind of communication, one that bypasses all the usual social filters and expectations. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it seems to be working for her.
And it's not just about venting or processing negative emotions.
You know,
In some of the blog entries, the author talks about sharing her joys and successes with Harry, too. It's like she's acknowledging and celebrating those moments, even if it's just with a silent bovine observer. I love that it speaks to the power of simply acknowledging our experiences, both good and bad, and finding someone or something to share them with.
right.
It's like giving a voice to those feelings, even if the voice you choose is a moo.
And that act of sharing, even with an inanimate object, can be incredibly validating.
Yeah.
It affirms our experiences, reminds us that we're not alone, and helps us integrate those experiences into our larger narrative.
It also makes you think about all the different ways we find comfort and connection in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about grand gestures or deep conversations. Sometimes it's about those small, quiet moments of shared experience, even if the experience is just staring at a questionable piece of art and feeling understood. So what does this all mean for us? Should we all be running out to buy Highland cow art and spilling our guts to it?
Maybe not, although I'm sure the folks at Winners wouldn't mind. But on a serious note, I think there's a powerful lesson here about the importance of finding what works for you, even if it seems unconventional.
So it's not so much about the cow itself, but about the author's willingness to step outside the box and find a unique coping mechanism.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to dealing with life's challenges. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. The important thing is to be open to exploring different options and finding what resonates with you.
And to not be afraid to look a little silly in the process, right? I mean, talking to a cow painting isn't exactly the most conventional form of therapy.
True, but who are we to judge? If it brings comfort perspective and helps someone navigate a difficult situation, then it served its purpose. Maybe Dear Harry is a reminder to be a little more accepting of ourselves and others and to embrace the quirky ways we find to cope with life's ups and downs.
It's also a reminder that connection and support can come from the most unexpected sources. It doesn't have to be a person, a pet, or even a living thing. Sometimes it's about finding that one thing, that one object that resonates with you on a deeper level and provides a sense of solace and understanding.
And you know, in a world that often feels increasingly isolating, that's a pretty powerful message. Dear Harry encourages us to look beyond the obvious, to find connection in the unexpected, and to embrace the unique ways we each navigate the complexities of life.
Well said. And for anyone listening who might be starting a new chapter, facing unexpected challenges, or simply feeling a little lost, remember this: you're not alone. Find your Harry, whatever or whoever that may be, and don't be afraid to lean into those unconventional sources of comfort and connection.
Because sometimes the most unlikely companions can lead us to the most profound insights about ourselves and the world around us.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep diving deep.
So there you have it. You have met our Harry. We want to hear from you. Your experiences and insights are invaluable to us. If you found this video empowering, funny, relatable, authentic, or helpful, please subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and share your own stories in the comments below. How have you navigated new partnerships or embraced life's unpredictability? Your journey could inspire, entertain, or engage others who are facing similar challenges. Bye for now, and we will see you in the next episode.